Hi children, welcome back to our class. Moving on to our last topic. See, before telling the name of the topic, I want to ask you a question. Do we need to heat always that changing that state of matter? If we want to change the state of matter, do we always need to heat? Yes, it is not necessary to heat always for changing the state of matter. Can you give some examples? Yes, you might have observed that water from wet clothes, how that wet clothes are drying, that water is evaporated, isn't it? During the evaporation, water will go from the cloth and cloth will get dried, isn't it? Same way, how that water cycle is occurring there, it is because that water from the different water sources is getting evaporated by the heat of the sun, isn't it? So, always it is not necessary to heat that liquid to change the state. Okay. So, normally the conversion of that liquid to gas, that is happening below without reaching its boiling point. If we are heating that, definitely that material, that liquid will reach its boiling point, but if you are not heating, it is absorbing energy from the surroundings, that is not reaching its boiling point. The temperature does not reaches up to the level of boiling point. So, below the boiling point, that conversion is happening. That is known as evaporation. There comes our topic, that is evaporation. What do you mean by evaporation? Evaporation is the conversion of liquid into gaseous or change of liquid to vapors without reaching its boiling point. Without reaching its boiling point, if a liquid is converted into vapors or gaseous state, that is known as evaporation. Liquid to vapors without heating and also below its boiling point. Below the boiling point, this is happening. That evaporation is normally happening below the boiling point of the water. You might have seen that water from the surface of different water sources are getting evaporated by absorbing energy from sun and is going into the vapors, and finally that vapors are converted into clouds, and then that will come as rain. That is there as water cycle we have studied there in smaller classes, right? So, evaporation is the change of liquid to vapors without heating below its boiling point. Without reaching that material its boiling point, this is happening, then that process is known as evaporation. Okay. Now, we can see what are the factors affecting evaporation. Factors affecting evaporation. One by one we can see the factors. When we are taking that wet clothes, if you are keeping under the fan, you can take two cloth pieces, wet cloth pieces, one you keep it under the fan and the other one you keep it in a room without any fan. So, which one will get dry first? Quickly, that cloth piece which kept in the under the fan, isn't it? So, wind is a factor responsible for the evaporation. So, first factor we can tell is Wind. If wind is there, then rate of evaporation will be more. Rate of evaporation will be more. More is the rate of evaporation. Okay, and then that is the first factor which affects the evaporation. Then we can see the second factor of evaporation. You can take the same sized two wet cloth pieces for this activity. One wet cloth you spread it out. One wet cloth piece you just spread it, and the other one you just keep it there without spreading. Which one will get dry first quickly? The cloth piece which we kept it as spread there, isn't it? So what is happening when we are spreading the? When we are spreading, the surface area increases. If we are spreading that cloth piece, the surface area increases. That means each and every molecule which is getting contact with the temperature will be more and more. So, more number of particles, water particles will be coming in contact with the high energy, so that they will change into vapor state, so the cloth piece will get dried there. So, as the surface area is more there, the rate of evaporation will be more. So, second factor which affects the rate of evaporation is surface area. Surface area is more surface area, rate of evaporation will be more. For example, I will give you one example that if you are taking hot tea in a cup, and the same hot tea you can pour a little into a saucer, which one you will be able to drink quickly? The tea which is kept in the saucer than the cup, isn't it? Yes, that is because in saucer the surface area is more there, so more particles will be exposed to the surroundings and get evaporated, so the temperature will be lowered there, so we will be able to drink it quickly. So, surface area, if surface area increases, rate of evaporation increases. Surface area decreases, rate of evaporation also decreases. Then we can consider the third factor, that is temperature. How does the temperature affects the rate of evaporation? You know, if it is summer day, your clothes will get dry quickly, but if it is in a rainy day, it will take time for drying that cloth piece, isn't it? During the rainy day, what is happening? The temperature, normal room temperature will be lower than the temperature of a summer day. So, temperature is less, the rate of evaporation also will be less. Okay. So, this is the third factor. If the temperature is less, the rate of evaporation will be less. So, temperature is low, the rate of evaporation also will be low. Then one more factor is affecting the rate of evaporation, that is humidity. What do you mean by humidity? What do you mean by humidity? Yes, humidity is the amount of water vapor present in the atmospheric air. Amount of water vapor present in the atmospheric air. Every time that air will be filled with some quantities of water vapor, and if it is a sunny day, the water vapor present in the atmosphere will be less. But if it is a rainy day, the water vapor present in the atmosphere will be more. That indicates that humidity will be more there in a rainy day and humidity will be less there in a sunny day. Okay. So, how does that humidity affect the rate of evaporation? If humidity is less there, then more water can go into the vapor go as vapor into the atmosphere. If humidity is more there, much more water vapor cannot be accommodated there in the atmospheric air. So, we can say that if humidity is less, the rate of evaporation is more. Humidity is less, rate of evaporation will be humidity is more less, the rate of evaporation will be more, and humidity is more, the rate of evaporation will be less. That is inversely proportional. Okay. So, these are the 4 different factors which affect the rate of evaporation, and these are the main 4 factors which affect the rate of evaporation. There are some other factors which are responsible for the rate of evaporation, that is nature of the liquid. If the liquid is having low boiling point, that means easily evaporating liquid. If its boiling point is very less, then that type of liquids can be evaporated very easily. Okay, we can convert those liquids into gaseous state very quickly, and that is known as easily evaporating liquids. Okay, such liquids, if you are taking the rate of evaporation will be high compared to any other liquids. So, depending upon the nature of the liquids, that evaporation rate will vary. So, these are the different factors which which affects the rate of evaporation. And initially we have seen the evaporation. What do you mean by evaporation? Yes, it is the conversion of liquid to vapor below its boiling point by absorbing energy. During that time of evaporation, the particles will be absorbing energy from the surroundings. So, always it is not necessary to heat the material to evaporation to happen. Okay. So, evaporation can be happen without heating, at normal temperature also it can happen, and that is below the boiling point it is happening. During that time, what is happening? That liquid is converted into vapor phase. Normally, that water sources, that particles on the surface of the water will have high kinetic energy because and less force of attraction, because these particles are only attracted towards only the 3 sides, but the particle inside will get attracted towards all the 4 sides. So, one force of attraction is less there on the particles of surface. So, surface molecules are having more kinetic energy and they can be easily converted into vapor without reaching its boiling point. So, that evaporation is possible there for the surface molecule, and normally that is happening below the boiling point or normal temperature. And we have seen the different factors of evaporation there. We have seen that if there is wind energy, that evaporation rate will be more there, and if the surface area is more there, then the rate of evaporation will be more there, and if temperature is more there, then also the rate of evaporation will be more, and if the humidity is more there, then the rate of evaporation will be less. Okay, so this is about evaporation and the factors affecting the rate of evaporation. Hope this much is clear to you. Thank you.